call it swag, some call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. But when you're good, it's not bragging. And elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the LSU Fighting Tigers, Baton Rouge and Tiger Stadium. As we'll see the national champions from last year, the Texas Longhorns, taking on the 18th ranked team in the land, the LSU Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. LSU will put a foot to it for the opening kickoff. On the run from inside his own 5. And he did a good job bobbing and weaving and finding a little bit of running room on that return. So Texas offense will start this game off with the football. And last week, you want to talk about a guy using every tool in the back from the running back position. David, this guy did it.
He was a monster. And I think when you turned on the tape this week, you saw it, man. So many different ways he could hurt you, and he could be a focal point of this offense. The defense, they know well and good of what happened last week. And their first objective this week, Palmer, is to stop that dude.
Yeah, they know the entire offense goes through him. All week long, they've been stressing, tackling, staying in your gaps, waiting at the point of attack, getting as many hacks to the football as humanly.
Breaks into the open. Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36. Better get that seismograph ready here in Death Valley. Huge third down coming. Leaves it with the running back. And the defense had his hands full, but they finally wrestle him down short of the first down.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Unloads to the wideout. And it's an incomplete pass on the deep shot, but the flag is down. Let's check the call.
And this is what's going to drive coaches crazy. It's mental errors, right? It doesn't take any talent or lack of talent to have that penalty. You just got to watch the ball, and when it's snapped, get after the quarterback.
They'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. It's 1st and 5. Gets some yardage and gets down.
Well, the defense did a pretty good job that time on the option play of having someone dedicating themselves to the quarterback to get him down. Not enough to stop the offense from picking up the first down, though. The defense really needs to be keyed in on this because they're going to see this option play more and more as this game goes on.
Wants to go up top on 1st down. Finds his tight end. Forced out of bounds, and they'll mark it dead at the 34. Guys, let's take a big view of Texas. When you break into the top 5 halfway through the season, been flying under the radar, and that is no longer an option. You want to see if this team can stay focused with all the attention they're getting.
And that's what's pretty cool about their season. Like, they're starting to get respect. They've started to earn that. I think we just got to realize, Palmer, halfway through the season, you don't get any trophies. That doesn't exist.
You just got to keep doing what you're doing, right? It's been working to get to this point, to get that number beside your name, to get everybody's attention. Now's not the time to freeze up and start getting nervous because you've got the spotlight on you. You've got to keep playing the game the way you've been doing it the first half of the season.
To the ground with the back. He's all the way down to the 3. Showed it all on that run.
And talking to the OC this week, getting this running back going was step number 1. It was priority number 1. He said it makes the whole offense go. Like, he is the bell cow. He is the guy. This offense doing these.
And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Longhorns!
can take the crowd out of the game, do exactly that. Take the football, drive right down the field, prove you're the better team, give them nothing to cheer about. That is a picture-perfect first drive.
And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The Tigers offense will go to work for the first time. And what a performance, an aerial show from this guy in the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, David.
Yeah, it was a great week. And watching that tape before this game, like you could tell, man, he was seeing it quick. The ball was coming out, just touchdowns at will. A really nice day. And I think, Jesse, you take that and you start to build on it for this offense and really continue to trust him to make plays through the air.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he really earned his offensive coordinator's trust after that performance. So I'm anticipating the playbook to expand a little bit in this game.
And the defense gets home. Yippee-ki-yay at the 35.
You know, one of the things I hated as a quarterback was the blitzes from the inside linebackers because those guys end up in your hip pocket quickly. It's really hard to step into throws when you've got inside linebackers bringing the heat.
Got his man down the middle. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. 3rd and long from the 42. If they can get some of it, it might give them a chance to go for it on 4th down. From the gun, wants to pass. Picked off. Got some room to run. He's at the touchdown, Texas! The defense takes matters into its own hands.
And the defense sets the tone early in this football game. We're still in the first quarter, and this is looking like they're putting a complete game together. Offense scoring, defense scoring. Palmer, they're up 2 touchdowns already.
Yeah, you got to give this coaching staff credit. They have their guys ready to go, and this is what you call firing on all cylinders early in a game.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. Just into the end zone, and he'll bring it out. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. Wide receiver going in motion. Off the play fake on 1st down. And the quarterback goes down all the way back at his 4-yard line.
This definitely isn't the start they drew up. I mean, you already throw a pick 6, now you get sacked. Man, they're going to have to find a way to settle this quarterback down, get something going offensively. So far, not a lot of positives to point to.
Looking to fire. Quick step and go. How about that effort to get it out across the 20? They'll mark it at the 21. It's a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on 1st down. The screen, and watch out. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. 2nd down coming up. Wants to go up top. Makes the grab on the left. And he's got enough for the first down. They'll mark it at the 34. LSU moving the ball quickly down the field. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Snowed under right at the line of scrimmage from no gain on the play.
And man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a ball.
be 3rd and long. We'll send the tight end in motion. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. He wants to go deep. Holds it out on the left. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. LSU will bring the punt team on the field. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Gets the first one of the day out of there. He ought to be fresh. They only used him twice in that victory last week. They'll get down and put a stop to this return. They'll mark it at the 32. And here comes the Texas offense back on the field. He put 2 touchdowns on the board in the early going, and now right back to work. The run to the right. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, handing the ball.
They are calling for their defense in Baton Rouge. A huge 3rd down coming up. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the 1st down.
And that's got to feel good if you're the offense, because 3rd down has been a bit of a problem all season long, but you love the way they're executing at this point, finding ways to keep the chains moving.
It's complete on the right side. They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the 2nd quarter. Guys, it is Texas who holds the lead, and they were able to build that lead into double figures. Let's take a quick look at our early stats before we move on. They largely dominated the 1st quarter and built a nice lead to get started. So after the break, they'll go back to work. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Oh, he's got some space. Brought down at the 21-yard line, a 15-yard pickup, and they are in prime position to get points now. Quick completion to the right. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. And the Longhorns can really attack on this 2nd and short. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues. 3rd down. Red zone play. Crowd alive. To the ground to try to pick up the 1st. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Yeah, and it's so nice. Don't overthink it, right? Just hand it off, get the 1st down, new set of downs, let's go.
And the Longhorns line it up with a 1st and goal. Finds his big tight end. Touchdown, Longhorns! A great catch and run for 6. They've extended the lead and taken control here in Week 9.
Man, I've been really impressed with this offense this 1st half. Coming in a hostile environment, hostile crowd. Man, they haven't given them anything to cheer about. Offense, defense, now up 20-0, and these people are eerily quiet in here.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They've got nothing done so far, and they already find themselves in a 3-possession hole, Jesse.
Yeah, and as a head coach, you're wondering, what didn't I say? What didn't I do to get my team ready to go? Because we look like we're sleepwalking at this point, David.
Yeah, nothing went well in the first quarter. You just say refresh. Like, let's try to find a way now, chip into this lead, try to make it somewhat manageable when you get to that.
He's got it. He steps out right at the 40-yard line, and now they are in business moving toward midfield. After that big gainer to open things up, they'll put it in play from the 40. To the air on first down. Finds the tight end. Gets away from one. He's got space. Knocked out of bounds after a good gain on that one. They'll spot it at the 43. Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. Death Valley has a well-earned rep of being intimidating. It is nice to be the quarterback, to have everything on your side.
And have everything quiet. It's the loudest place by far that I ever played. I mean, for an entire game, they are on their feet, yelling, screaming. Now, listen, we can't play all the words they're yelling, Reese, but they are an intimidating crowd.
Slings it. Got his man on the right. He's finally stopped and brought down at the 15.
I know this isn't the start the offense wanted. They don't have any points so far in this game, but sometimes it just takes one explosive play to turn things around. And after that beautiful completion deep for the offense, that should give them a little confidence, a little momentum. They've now got to be able to score points on this drive.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Things incomplete to the right. Touchdown! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
He'll bring it back from inside his spot. Oh, what vision. He's going to get loose. They won't get him. It's a touchdown. He is headed to the sideline with a little bounce in his step after scoring on that kick return.
And he should have some bounce in his step. How about the effort, weaving in and out, covering all that space, great blocking on the play, and he does the rest. You don't put guys back deep that can't roll. And you could see when he got in the open field, he rolled out.
And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21. Those opportunities, those returns like that can be such game changers, and everyone was right on point, and he took it to the house. And he's coming out of the end zone. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Steps away to find some room.
And this is the hard part about being on defense and choosing whether to be conservative or bring the blitz. They bring the blitz, he sees it, and that's what he does really well. Sees it and immediately makes a decision, gets to some green grass, and gets a positive gain for this offense.
The Tigers in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Back to pass. Shoots it to the left. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And what a huge chunk play for this offense. Just exactly what you need to move the ball down the field. They just dialed up one big play. Let's see if they've got another one on 1st and 10 from the 35. Looking to throw on 1st down. Flips it out to the back. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, only a place to be tackled immediately.
And that's kind of a lot of today's running game, right? Spit the ball out quick, get it to your playmakers in space, get positive yards. It's instead of running the ball a couple yards up the middle, now you just spit it out wide, and a lot of times if you break a few tackles, it could be even bigger.
Well, that's just a great play by the defender and great timing. It was the hit that forced that incompletion.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Powers through. Rustled out of bounds at the 12, and another productive play on this drive.
And they just kind of sneaked that one in there as a defensive guy, 3rd and 5 plus. I'm thinking pass. They were thinking pass, Palmer, and they slipped the run in.
And it's so nice then to have this guy at running back too, right? Because you can throw it to him on 3rd down or hand it off. He's got the vision and the athleticism to go pick up that first, keep the drive going.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and a score on this drive would do wonders for their confidence. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. To the air on 2nd down. And it's incomplete, but the penalty flag has fallen in the holding zone. Let's see what the call is. They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. Here comes the offense on 2nd down.
Green 25.
Looking to fire. This time it's complete. He'll get it all the way down to the 8-yard line, and the defense is feeling the heat. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. 3rd down, they can't pick up the first without scoring. Quick strike complete. So close to that end zone. He can almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense. And now a chance not only to cut into the lead, but play it just right. And he takes it in for a score. Touchdown LSU!
Man, you just know that offense, they needed that touchdown to try to build some momentum. Hasn't really been going great early in this game, but a nice job being physical at the point of attack and pay it off with the score. And maybe that's just the play they needed to turn this thing around.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Wants to go up top. Bring in the heat. Trying to escape and get it himself. He'll step out of bounds right at the 35-yard line, and maybe they've got something cooking.
You honestly can't really do it better than that. You can't. I mean, that was designed to be a pass play. Give the defense credit. They get some pressure, but this guy's just too good. He just instinctively knows when he needs to scramble and get out of dodge. And at that point, he's making good decisions. If a guy's open, he's throwing it. But if it's not, he's not even hesitating. I'm going to go get what I can get a first down with my speed and athleticism. Let's keep this drive rolling.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. It's picked off. The Heisman contender turns it over. Takes it the other way. And he's going to run it all the way back. Touchdown, Tigers. What a play by this defense with a pick 6.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to do. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. So Texas has it again, and here comes the offense. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Pulled and fired complete. He goes out of bounds right at the 37-yard line. A good, productive play there to get things going.
Great job by the defense here rallying to this wide receiver and making a tackle. He is dangerous. They don't want to let this receiver get behind them, but they know that when he makes catches, they better rally quickly and get this guy on the ground. He is fast.
They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. And the throw out to the sideline, good for a few. He's knocked out of bounds as he gets it across midfield and down to the 46. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Always a welcome play from the defense as they get a sack at the 47. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. They'll break out the Wildcat to try to move the chains. He wants to throw. Got his man quickly. He'll go out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. A big play as this offense in business. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellows, by the looks of things, we've had one enjoyable first half in Baton Rouge. And this second half will likely come down to which offense can figure something, anything out. Take some chances, get creative. Both offensive coordinators had full heads of hair at the start of this game, but right now, they look like cue balls after one frustrating first half. With that said, let's send it back to the guys in Baton Rouge.
Will kick it off to start the second half. Out of the end zone. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. Tight game as we start the third quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal.
And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7.
And that inside linebacker showing you the speed and the recognition. He saw a gap and saw a crease and a free path to the quarterback, and woo, he took it.
Now the play fake. The throw. Makes the grab down the middle. Jumped on top of the pile.
Well, this offense knew coming into this game they wanted to try to attack the middle of the field in the passing game, and they're able to execute the end route there.
He'll sneak it and try to surge forward. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. Looks as if LSU will line up to punt it away. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. Like that, or why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O. So now the Longhorns take over and they'll send out the offense. Running back searching for a hole. Making a little bit of progress there. He gets it to the 40 before getting out of bounds. The Longhorns with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Trying play action. Puts it out of the air. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
You got to give the O-line a lot of credit there because it gave the receiver time to work all the way across the field on the drag route against zone coverage. Quarterback gets it to him. He's able to turn it up and get a first down.
It's caught. Shakes off the defender. Turning it on. He gets across the 20 and finally out of bounds at the 19 there in the red zone. The Longhorns will snap it on 1st and 10. using the quick game. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact.
Yeah, and I like the quarterback's quick decision-making, puts it on the ground, decides to take it himself, goes, gets the necessary yardage, first down.
This offense trying to quieten the crowd on first and goal, and they are not cooperating. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. He'll run it to the middle, looking for the end zone. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer.
All right, so now you're in this third down situation close to the goal line, and it just feels, David, like they're going to have to throw the football in order to score a touchdown here. I like maybe trying to get the quarterback.
And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Texas!
This is like having an extra running back in your backfield. This quarterback is magic. When he decides to keep the football, he can make people look absolutely silly. He shows you on that play.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Trying to set up the screen. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning.
Man, on those screen passes, I want those defensive linemen to run right up the field, and I want to throw it right over their head where I got some space and I can get my running back going. That is the opposite of what happened right there. There was no space. He couldn't even get going.
He'll make a play on third down. He's got enough for the first as they mark it at the 32. Last completion moved the sticks, and let's see if they try it again. They just keep firing. It's complete to the right. Tackled at the 43 after picking up 10. LSU moving quickly, going to work again on first down.
And a great job by the QB, finding the running back, get him the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the first down.
They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Now, you see tight end matchups all over the field all the time now. It used to just be in the red zone. Now, you just find the big fellow, you put him in the slot, try to give him the ball as much as possible because you know he can make big plays.
Got it set up on the outside. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short game there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down.
And so many things have to come together perfectly for a screen to work for big yardage. And they were close. You could tell that almost busted, but they just got wrapped up. Got a little bit of yardage, but they really wanted that one to be a big gainer.
From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on third down. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43.
And this is one of the things that makes this defense so tricky is they've got incredible speed at the inside linebacker position. Not only can they go sideline to sideline, run east-west, but they can run downhill on blitzes, and they can get to your quarterback.
LSU will bring the punt team on the field. They'll look to pin them deep. Fields the punt and tries to work it the other way. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. Here comes the Texas offense. They stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. First play of the drive, lost to throw. Caught near the sticks. It's Fox. There he goes. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a take one. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
He makes the stop almost as soon as he catches it, and they're short of the first down. High wide receiver formation on 2nd and 9. Back to pass. With the catch, it's Fox. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. Better get that seismograph ready here in Death Valley. Huge third down coming. Snagged out of the air. Now well within striking distance as that third down play gets him a first at the 29. And on that 3rd and short, I don't think he was unhappy to see that zone.
Nope, it was a great job by the offense. Hey, see where the holes in the zone are? Sit down. You only need a little bit of yards on this 3rd down. Get the conversion. Move the sticks.
On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the big hit.
And in back-to-back plays, you understand full well why the DC talking to us this week was like, this guy's a handful. Like, he shows the ability to throw the ball, make a big play through the air. Then you're covering the throw game well. What happens? He pulls it down, makes the run. He's showing you a little bit of everything.
Guys, it is Texas who holds the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. One more quarter to play, and it might be unlikely, but hey, it's college football. Comebacks happen. Stands in the game, and we'll start with the first down. Got enough space, and he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Longhorns! That one pushes this lead out a little bit more here in the 4th, and now they can smell 8 straight wins. This dude is lighting it up for the Horns, and some old-school Horn fans starting to think about that 500-yard 4-touchdown day Vince Young had against Oklahoma State.
I'm bringing back great memories, and there's been some good runs at quarterback. You think about Colt McCoy, too, man. He put up some serious numbers, some serious wins. Can this be the next guy to catapult this offense, to bring Texas back to prominence?
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. Weeks like this are tricky, but you have to respond better than they have, and I would expect they'll take a major hit in the rankings next week. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Makes the grab along the sidelines, and they get enough for the first down. Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. From the gun, the ground game. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And it's been a struggle for the run game for this offense. Man, this is something they hang their hat on. You saw last week, you saw the highlights, and just give it to the running back. Let him do his thing. Haven't been able to get him going. I don't know what's going on, but they got to find a way to get their talented back some space so he can make some plays.
They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. They'll come to the line at the 42, facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Throwing right. Makes the grab. Now they're really starting to threaten as they pick up the first down at the 34-yard line. And the Tigers are rolling down the field. Looking downfield on first down. Can't find a man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40. The Tigers now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Going to swing it on second down. Get it out on the screen. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time.
Man, what a really nice job by being disciplined by this defense. Like, understanding I'm trying to rush the passer, probably a passing situation type of a deal, but doing it with some discipline. They try to sneak the screen in. They were ready for it. Nice job by this defense.
Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. And they are stopped on fourth down. That decision will be questioned. Out of the gun to give to the back. And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49. And the Longhorns have their whole playbook open here on 2nd and inches. Throws toward the end zone. Touchdown, Texas! They took a shot to the end zone and found 6 points waiting on them. The lead gets bigger here in the fourth quarter, and their run continues, about to go 8-0.
There's no mercy rule in college football, man. They've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They are still chucking it, and they are still scoring.
49, LSU, 21.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll move the wide receiver. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Fires to the big fella. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
And, man, this quarterback has had a day. With that pass, he goes over 300 yards on the day. Really nice job executing, putting up some yards today. Pretty good day for the young man.
Looking to throw on first down. Quickly complete.
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, you know this game is over. There's not a lot to gain from it, but some people try to throw the ball deep and continue to make plays. They throw it short. The clock's running out, and there's not a lot to talk about that's going to be positive for this offense.
They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. The Tigers come to the line with a new set of downs. Finding an escape route. And a 9-yard gain on first down leaves him with 2nd and short.
Yeah, he does a really good job being decisive, getting downhill, being a great runner. And guess what? You know how easy offense is when you get me at 2nd and short, 2nd and medium? Everything in the playbook is open to me.
And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. And the Tigers come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. He's going to look for a man on 3rd and short. Extending the play. And he tried to make something happen with his feet, but they stopped him short, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
Which is a really nice job there on that 3rd down, trying to get after this quarterback. And obviously they're not able to make the play in the backfield, but really nice job pursuing. You see the athleticism and the speed they have, how they play as a unit together. Only giving up a little bit of a gain and now setting up 4th down.
Brought down, but looks as if LSU will pick up the first down. Well, the head coach said he was going to be aggressive. 4th and 2 is kind of right on that edge, but he goes for it and gets it done.
He said he was going to be aggressive, and he backed it up. That's one thing you want to see. You want to hear your coaches talk, and you want to see them back it up on the field.
Motion from the wide receiver. Off play action on first down. Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47. The Tigers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. The give to the back. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
It's been that kind of day for this offense, right? It seems like anything they're dialing up just simply isn't working. But at this point, David, I don't know if it's even worth trying to run the ball.
Probably not. You're getting destroyed right now. Nothing has gone your way, and when you're down this much, I think the running game is used sporadically, not as a staple. Let's throw this football around and see what can happen.
Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the 4th quarter. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Intercepted. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play. They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. On the move. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Got his man on the right. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the 1st down. And the Longhorns looking to convert on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Grab near the marker, it's Fox. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
With that last touchdown, they remain undefeated. And what can you say about this offense? One of the most explosive in the entire nation. And they're coming in, I think, every week with the mindset that we're just going to outscore everybody. We are okay going into a track meet, and that's really what we saw in this game today. But opponents just cannot keep pace with them and all of the athletes they have on the offensive side of the ball.
That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. 90 yards in front of them as they start the drive at their own 10. Here's a heat. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on 1st down.
Well, at this point, you're still trying to throw stuff up against the blackboard and see if it sticks. You're down by a lot of points, so why not try it, right? And give the offense credit. You know, you're not just going to run the football. You're not just going to take a knee and go into the locker room with your tail between your legs. I like the fighting spirit, just not enough of that today.
Back to pass on 2nd down. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Well, this guy must feel like he's run into a buzzsaw in this game. He has been under duress all game long, and that's a big reason why he's thrown multiple interceptions in the game, too. Nothing coming easy to him. It's hard to see the field when your internal clock is going off so fast because of the pressure of this defense, and that's why they find themselves down by so much here in the 4th.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming. He just wanted to get it out of there from his end zone. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. And here come the Horns. They've got it again on offense. They have dropped a hush on this entire stadium, David, by controlling this game.
And there's nothing like shutting up the home crowd. You love it. Nothing like having a big lead in the 4th quarter, Palmer, and not having to stress.
Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. The Longhorns with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Got it in stride inside the 20. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
And they just keep piling on the points. We've seen in big moments in this. they have been able to step up and deliver, particularly on offense. Very impressive performance.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Going right to work up top. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. Now on second down. Likely a lost cause, but they'll throw it again. A deep throw as the clock winds down. They'll bring him down as he bulks up those numbers, but not the most important one as they'll come up short in this game. Coming into this one, we wondered whether these guys were a little bit overrated, and certainly they did nothing to dispel that notion.
They were playing angry today, and I know talking to some of their players, David, coming into this game, they felt like they were being disrespected. A lot of people thought their opponent might get them today, so they took this opportunity to make a statement and make an example out of their opponent.
And those are fun moments in the locker room, aren't they, Jesse? Like, everybody's doubting us. Nobody thinks we can win. It's really easy to motivate that type of squad. They played motivated. They played a little ticked off. I'm here for it. I love it.